All right, so I'm gonna discuss about the 12-team playoff that's coming up. I have the best. I feel like this is the best one where the top four conference winners are gonna get the bid and go in. I don't know what it looks like. I really don't care. As long as it's 6-6, that's all we need to know. The 6 conference wins, the 6 highest teams right after them. I'm just gonna say it. The only con I see in this, after the expansions of teams moving over, like Cincinnati to the Big 12 or Texas moving to the SEC, the only thing that will matter is that the Pac-12, which just lost two of its most prized possession teams, they're still going to be relevant, whether we like it or not. And they will always be relevant if this system stays in the format. Will they get teams later? Maybe. There's no telling what the future holds for the West conferences, like the Mountain West and the Pac-12. But I will tell you, it gives them hope to battle for a good championship spot. Utah would have been that team last year. They would barely make their way through. There's nothing really that much to say other than the only bad thing that this will have the only bad thing that this will have is that it's going to pause a lot of things that should have happened. And what I mean is the better teams of the Mountain West who should have had an opportunity and said, hey, look, we can come here and play for you, or a mid-American team that just all of a sudden just starts winning every season, comes over to the ACC and say, hey, look, this is what we're doing. Get us. So I don't know. And the other bad thing is that we all know about is the Notre Dame or any independent school. People say Notre Dame's going to move over to the Atlantic Coastal Conference. I doubt that. They don't want to be in a conference. So why do you think this is going to make them go to it now? But a while back, I did research on something a couple years ago of the Big Four. And the Big Four in the past, well, ever since we started, or at least the second year, the Big Four of the college football playoff has always been an ACC, an Atlantic Coastal Conference team, except one time, which was last year. The SEC, I mean, they had Georgia and Bama in it once together. They had it in it together again. The past 3 championship teams have all been from the Southeastern Conference. Of course, they're going to be in the Big Four. Then you have a team like Ohio State, and if they would have won against Michigan, they probably would have been there again. So, and let's see. And the fourth one is not the Pac-12, the Big 12. My bad. The Big 12 will be that, how do I put it? That team that usually gets in. I don't think they got into it last year just because of, but they were like very close. If Cincinnati would have lost, they probably would have gotten in, or Utah would have gotten in. I don't know. But one of them would have probably lost if Bama lost before the playoff was selected. But it is what it is. And those are the 4 conferences that have dominated and at least gotten in there more than twice. They've gotten into it more than 2 times, and they also did it constantly. So I don't think that it's going to affect them at all, other than could they, if we do have the bye format, are they going to get a bye? that's really it. So I really don't, you can hate it, you can love it. This is the way it's going to be, and this is the way it's always going to be. You can hate it if you're one of the bigger schools, or you can love it if you're one of the smaller schools. Or you can hate it if you're a small school and love it if you're a big school. It doesn't matter. A playoff system is supposed to be there for the top teams to compete. Every other form of football doesn't, except them, and they're slow to it, and they're getting used to it. Just get used to it. The transfer portal also has shown us, if you watch NC State versus Eastern Carolina, has also shown us that it does not matter. Powerhouse schools do not matter anymore against the smaller schools. It does not matter anymore, and they are irrelevant. Eastern Carolina would have won that game with a field goal, with just 1 point, I think. They were 1 point short. And they missed the field goal twice. If they would have gotten it both times, or even once, NC State would have lost their season to who was supposed to be an underdog in that game. So you can love it or you're not, but like, the only people who should ever get an opinion about this is people who are independents, but they really shouldn't, because it's not their decision. It's the athletic director's decision. It's the school's decision. Should we take that step? And a team like Notre Dame is not going to take that step. So that's all I have to say about this. There is more positive to this than negative, so just let it stay as it is. Let it stay as it is.